SMT Nation, we back. Nation, network update at T-Mobile, actually. Pretty exciting stuff. It's something that was actually shared with me from the platform X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. I think it was Miguel. Shout out to Miguel for sharing it with me. Wanted me to cover it on a post here on the channel. So let's do that. Let's cover this, and I'll be sure to provide the T-Mobile news story from January 4th. That'll be down in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. All right, so the technology advancement we're starting to see that are kind of like in the works and brewing. We're seeing stuff that's like being tested on the commercial network. We're seeing stuff in the lab. All of it's pretty damn exciting. All right, so the title here from the article, T-Mobile delivers another world's first with 6 carrier aggregation. Now this, because of the way that this is kind of being displayed and explained here, I feel like this is pretty close. This isn't going to be something that's really far away and customers won't be able to access or experience in a pretty timely fashion. We should see this pretty soon. All right, so it's mind-blowing downlink speeds of 3.6 gigabits per second. This is a field test. Okay, so they actually did this on a commercial network, and it's a 5G carrier aggregation setup. So you have channel aggregation, which is basically, bands that are being combined. So you got 6 channels, and they add them all up together, and it creates all that throughput. 2 channels of the 2.5 gigahertz. You guys know the N41, the 5G UC that we all know from T-Mobile. So they got 2 of those channels. They also have 2 channels of PCS, which is the 1900 megahertz. Okay, and then they have 2 channels of AWS, which is band 66. Okay, so all that on NR, you've got N41, 2 channels, N25, 2 channels, and N66, 2 channels, for a total of 6 channel aggregation, 245 megahertz of mid-band spectrum. So 6 combined channels giving you all of that throughput. The work and the testing, I guess, was done through Ericsson in conjunction with probably the Qualcomm consumer hardware. So you got T-Mobile working with Ericsson and Qualcomm to achieve this feat. And this technology advancements, these types of advancements are super close to the customer, right? So we don't have the phone to do it. We have 5 carrier aggregation on the new Samsung Galaxy S24. I don't think we'll see anything on the iPhone like this. That'll probably have to wait till the following generation. But the reason why this is so important, people, is because T-Mobile is quite actively moving spectrum from LTE over to 5G. And because of that, now they can kind of open things up in these types of configurations. So who knows, once we get those phones, which would be 2025 with the Samsung Galaxy, I think you should be able to do it, unless there are some phones that drop in December, but usually those are like, I don't know, they're not North American phones. So, but we'll see. This is quite exciting. Go ahead and put this on your kind of like on the back burner of what we can expect for next year. I'll also throw this in there that at some point this year, we should start to see some markets for T-Mobile deploying C-band and DoD. And then in 2025, that will probably really start to ramp up in scale. These aggregation components will be really important. But what you're going to start to see in that case, you'll see them combining spectrum assets into single channels. Like you won't need 2 channels of PCS. That'll be combined just for 1. You won't see 2 channels for AWS. You'll see 1. So that'll free up 2 more channels, which will probably be like your C-band or your DoD. And that brings additional bandwidth into the equation. And more bandwidth equals more speed. That 3.6 gigabits per second, that's probably going to scale up even more. And especially important to the uplink, because we know that from any type of distance, the N41 uplink can be quite skimpy, especially on the indoors. Anyways, tell me what you guys think of this. Excited about this? Does it feel far away? You're going to just kind of hang on tight? Or you're going to be one of the first people to get the phones that could do this? Sound off in the comment section below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.